So, welcome back. This is part two of my let's talk about something that nobody talks about, but we literally all went through it. It's not even like a series, it's just like a rant that I'm going on, but I needed more than 3 minutes. So, if you haven't seen part one, just go back to part one and then back and watch this part. But I was talking about how the culture of society like really changed after quarantine, how everything was just so extravagant and over the top, and who can do the most. Up until 2020 when COVID hit and we were all stuck inside our homes. So it kind of just brought us all back to reality, like it kind of just brought us all back down to like earth and what is really, really important. So from 2020 to like 2022, I feel that was like a period of like rediscovery for social media and society. Like I feel like everybody was trying to figure out like, okay, like what's the next move? Like what are we going to do? But I really feel that 2023 everybody has a good sense of identity, and like finally we have an understanding of like this is how we're going to operate moving forward. And so like the actual nature and society of content that's being created actually shifted. So this is why now you'll get millions of views on like sink cleanings, where back in the day it was like, oh, like that's not Gucci, Prada, Fendi, private jet, private island, lifestyle mansion. So like irrelevant. Now the type of content, like there's so many more niches now, because I feel like so many people got to like rediscover themselves during quarantine. And so many people realized that the shit that they were idolizing and, paying attention to back in the day, like they realized it doesn't mean anything. Like none of that meant anything. And so now we are in a society that values relatability and values everyday things. Like I am making this content with no makeup on, no fancy lights. The lighting behind me is trash. My daughter's sleeping on my lap. And this is the type of content that is more relatable than if I had something overly produced with a bunch of lights at a studio and a professional camera and a script written and all of that. Like people realized that all of that was bullshit. None of that was real. And now we're starting to value what's real. And so although quarantine was a really, really bad time for a lot of people, I think that it did some really amazing things when it comes to that type of stuff. And now we can get away from all those types of toxic cultures when it comes to social media and start adapting to what social media should be, which is more of like a real life reflection of our day to day than some glorified highlight reel. And that's my rant. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Sound off in the comments. Let me know what you think. Give me a follow. Let's be friends. Let's be pals. Let's talk about this stuff because it's very interesting.